WTPA-TV 21 Live News at 5 with Keith Edwards, Melissa Long, and Brent Trenton.
Good evening. The president's impeachment trial tops our news.
The former White House intern at the center of this whole scandal is back in Washington once again today. For the 23rd time, she testified about her relationship with the president, and she gave depositions to both Democrats and Republican senators. With the latest now, here's CNN's Skip Lozier.
Lawyers defending President Clinton apparently asked few, if any, questions of Monica Lewinsky during her videotaped deposition. The bulk of the quizzing came from House prosecutors. After 4 hours of questioning, Monica Lewinsky's deposition ended, the 23rd time she's been questioned about her relationship with President Clinton. But this time it was videotaped. Still, we do not know whether Lewinsky stuck to the story she's told so many times before, or whether she's changed it. And if she did change it, how significant the changes are. Under Senate rules, the lawyers and senators present can't talk.
The deposition video will be available for senators to begin reviewing at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning.
But we will not discuss it, nor should any of the others who were there.
Representative Ed Bryant apparently handled the bulk of questioning from House prosecutors, with Cheryl Mills and Nicole Seligman representing the president. Meantime, another of Mr. Clinton's attorneys, David Kendall, goes to court, asking that independent counsel Ken Starr's office be sanctioned.
A motion to show cause why independent Starr and members of his staff should not be held in contempt for improper violations of grand jury secrecy.
Kendall cites a leak to the New York Times that Starr believes he can indict a sitting president and is considering doing so.
It is premature for us to be commenting at all on this, and so we're not going to be commenting.
Starr says he'll investigate the source of the leak, but a spokesman for Starr says, "We did not leak this information." Tomorrow and Wednesday, videotape testimony will be taken from Vernon Jordan and Sidney Blumenthal. Then on Thursday, the Senate will decide whether to play all the videotapes in public. We're live in Washington. I'm Skip Lozier.
Well, as the impeachment trial continues, President Clinton is focusing on the nation's money. The president unveiled his year 2000 budget today. Mr. Clinton's plan includes a proposal to spend $1.7 trillion in the fiscal new year. The president wants spending on education, the environment, and defense increased, and he wants 2/3 of the country's surplus to be set aside for Social Security.
One of America's largest long-distance carriers is moving toward local communication. AT&T will offer telephone service in 33 different states by using Time Warner Incorporated's cable systems. The companies hope to have service up and running in 1 or 2 cities by the end of the year. This agreement comes as AT&T prepares to purchase cable giant TCI. AT&T Chairman Michael Armstrong says with the combined agreements, the company should be able to reach 40% of U.S. households over the next 4 to 5 years. An explosion sent shockwaves through a Ford Motor Plant company today. The blast happened at this generating station in Dearborn, Michigan. At least 1 person is dead, 23 others are injured, some of them seriously, and 3 workers are still unaccounted for. The cause of that blast is still being investigated.
Fort Wayne officials are looking for the person who set a fire inside a department store. The blaze was set inside the Kmart on Illinois Road. Firefighters were called to the scene about 10 o'clock this morning. About 15 employees and a dozen shoppers were evacuated. Fire officials say the fire damages were contained to a small area in the maternity clothing section, but there was plenty of smoke damage.
When we arrived on the scene, there was quite a bit of smoke inside the building. We talked to some employees. They attempted to put the fire out. However, the smoke got so intense they had to evacuate the building.
Kraft goes on to say they will be using surveillance video and information from employees to determine who set that blaze. There's no word yet on how long the store will be closed for cleanup. Meanwhile, investigators say this home was also the target of arsonists. Firefighters were called to the house at 628 Creighton last Monday. The cause of the blaze has officially been ruled now as an arson. A firefighter was injured while battling the flames, and damage to the home was extensive. If you have any information regarding who may have started either of these fires, you are urged to call Crime Stoppers at 436 STOP.
A LaGrange County teenager is dead and another hospitalized after a car accident yesterday in LaGrange County. 17-year-old Joshua Goulden of Howe died when the car he was riding in went off the road and struck 2 trees. The driver of that vehicle, 17-year-old Brian Mason of LaGrange, is hospitalized in fair condition. The cause of the crash is still under investigation. IPFW's faculty remembers 3 colleagues who died within a 3-week period around the holidays. A celebration of life ceremony was held today on campus to honor longtime English professor Stephen Hollander and business professors David Gottlob and Kathy Rasoli. Dr. Van Koufadakis knew each of the professors.
Seems to run through that kind of contribution. Their commitment to students, their unselfish devotion to helping others, both among their colleagues, staff, and faculty, and I think that's the most significant thing they have done.
Jeff Newmeyer will have more on today's service and the professors who were honored coming up on 21 Alive News at 6.
Boris Yeltsin is celebrating a birthday today, but not in a very big way. The Russian president is spending his 68th birthday in a health resort where he's recovering from a bleeding ulcer. The occasion isn't getting much attention either. It wasn't even mentioned on the country's morning news broadcast. Yeltsin celebrated by visiting with a few government officials, family members, and a priest. Well, here locally today, our weather was wet and at times nasty.
Yeah, real bummer out there. Let's check in now with Curtis Smith at the 21 Alive Weather Center. Curtis.
Light rain plaguing us, if you will, all day long, and it may be a little while before we're able to break out of this pattern. Looks like more light rain possible maybe through Wednesday. Coming up in just a few minutes, I'll have the entire work week forecast for you. Keith and Melissa.
All right, thanks a lot, Curtis. Coming up a little later, Mr. Food gives us the recipe for a tasty hamburger soup.
But first up next, new research about the origins of AIDS and drugs that help HIV-infected children. Marty Wright joins us with the story.
I'm Victor Locke. Coming up, Consumer Reports tells us how a federal law designed to protect children from pesticides in fruits and vegetables is failing.
On the next Home Improvement, when Tim teaches Jill home repair.
You've got to learn basic plumbing. What would happen if I died?
And all the plumbers are dead?
He gets a bright idea.
I've invited a group of women in, and I'm going to teach them basic home repair using a simple language even women can understand.
P.O. Box 327.
But will Tim's efforts go down the drain?
If the toilet is running, you just grab the rod and bend it.
Ouch! On the next Home Improvement.
Tonight at 7 on 21 Alive.
Mattress Warehouse stocks the best selection of bedding at the lowest prices. And now, during our Dollar Day sale, save 40 to 60% off retail prices. Plus, this week only, purchase any set of bedding over $250 and receive delivery, setup, and your old bed removed for only $1. Purchase any Sealy Posturepedic or Certa Perfect sleeper set and pay only $1 for a heavy-duty bed frame or mattress pad. Your choice for just $1. Buy from Mattress Warehouse for the rest of your life.
You are loved by someone, touched by someone, held by someone.
Every week, Target gives $1 million to community causes. To celebrate You Are Loved, our exclusive collection of Whitney Houston love songs, a special contribution will go to the Whitney Houston Foundation for Children. Because we believe love is best when you give it away.
You are loved, yes you are.
It's not just about planning. It's about living. It's about offices nearby, where long-term relationships outweigh short-term gains. At Edward Jones, it's never just about investing. It's about knowing you and your dreams.
It all begins with a dream. My dream, my world.
Edward Jones, investing in you and your dreams.
21 Alive News is brought to you by Crossman Communities. Zero down to qualified buyers. Call today.
An AIDS researcher says he has evidence which shows the HIV virus originated in chimpanzees.
And that's hopeful news for other researchers working on a vaccine against the deadly virus. ABC's Dean Staley has more.